What's up, everybody? This is Flood the Drummer. Thanks for clicking on this video. We're in West Philadelphia, 51st and Pine Street in Malcolm X Park. And before your eyes is Carlo Campbell, the co-founder, one of the co-founders of Theater in the X, which is, there it is on his t-shirt. Theater in the X is doing a show, running numbers based on the poem Financial Aid, right here in this park on August 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. And Mr. Campbell is going to tell us more about the play, the overall production company, and the character that he's portraying. So thank you for being here, Mr. Campbell, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Flood. Appreciate you.
So let's start with the play. How did you decide that this is the play that your company wanted to produce this summer?
Over the year, last year we did 3 one-act plays, and then we always seek to grow and push it and get somewhere new. And the idea was, hey, let's do a reading series throughout the year to keep to build excitement and interest and involvement on other levels in Theater in the X with theater professionals and the public as a whole. And we did do our reading series, which went over quite successfully. And one of the plays which stuck out to me, especially in terms of how to bring some panache, some fairy dust to the park, and it was Running Numbers, and by Cheyenne Barboza. Mm-hmm. And the reading was very successful. It was a powerful piece that I thought spoke in a timely regard, and I think it speaks to both sides of the fence. Mm-hmm. Brilliantly and eloquently. It speaks to the academic side when it comes to qualms with enrollment rates and shortcomings that people who do enroll have with the process of becoming acclimated to academia, and it speaks to the hood perspective of why they shun it, eschew it, mm-hmm. turn the nose to it, and look at it like so. And it had elements that I think a broad range of people could identify with, which I think is very important when you tell stories. You don't want people to just deal with it arbitrarily and just go on the journey because I'm here and I'm obligated. You want them to identify with something personal. And then the universal in that person's journey explores your psyche and your spirit, and you leave with something better or something more expanded upon, something more explored. And I think this play had that capacity inside of it.
So where did you connect with in this play? What particular character, particular scene, any particular storyline that you connected with when you first read it?
Funny, I do relate to CJ a lot. As somebody.
CJ is the main character.
CJ is the main character. I relate to him a lot because I was a very studious person, you know what I mean, who got involved with some of the wrong, darker elements, some of the wayward elements in my community, in my area, and it kind of took me a scenic route to wherever our destination is in relation to what we're exploring in this society. And I really appreciated his moxie, the way he went about some things, how circumspect he was. He didn't just assume he explored the whole possibility of taking the right route. And it just came up flat on paper. It wasn't like it came up like, no, you silly. If you harken back to, maybe the 70s even, and definitely the 60s, you have scores of stories of people who worked fast food jobs in supermarkets and worked their way through school, like Harvard and business school, like big prestigious universities with little to no financial aid debt, and that is impossible now. And the whole idea we're exploring of the possibility of people literally being indentured servants / slaves, or slaves / maybe something else, is very, very provocative. And I think Cheyenne, courtesy of Carvens' poem, touches on that beautifully.
So CJ is stuck in between two worlds, right? Yeah. He wants to do the right thing, but he also seems as if he doesn't have an option. Yeah. And then there's you are the bad side. You kind of represent
a side. I'm another take.
Another take.
I'm another take.
So you don't look at it as a bad. You just look at it as another side.
No, I don't. Because this guy represents a lot of things. He represents a failing system. He doesn't represent...
your character,
yeah, he doesn't come out...
And what's your character's name?
He doesn't come out of a void of darkness, Kenney. He doesn't come out of... He wasn't born from the depths of the bowels of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was... You know, he's a guitar that had, you know, certain notes strummed on him all through his life. And he's like, yo, okay, they don't want me to make this music. This is the music I gotta make because I'm going to have a way. I'm going to make my way. I'm going to make a space for myself. Yeah, he does not actively go out and search for this kid. But funny enough, this kid's exploration of the possibility of academia loosens his bond to his sister, who by default finds this guy, Kenney finds his sister, Bree. And then CJ gets with Kenney, and it's not till later that he comes to find out what's happened with his sister. It's a lovely piece. It's witty in terms of the storytelling architecture, but it is very wise in the way it explores this financial aid, academia, get knowledge model conundrum.
Do you know anybody that was like CJ, or do you know anybody that was like Kenney?
Yeah, I used to meet Kenney's all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
How would you describe Kenney?
Kenney's like a brilliant dude who just, maybe a playwright wrote this play, so maybe Kenney would be a little more, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, it ain't like niggas want to be out here on some, just doing dumb shit, but you know what I mean? We got plans on some other, you know what I mean? Like they would express themselves like that, but there's all kinds of rich thought stuff happening. There's shit popping and cracking up there, and a lot of times getting written off by people, and then being imposing, physically imposing, intimidating, making decisions that mark you literally in the eyes of society. Like I'm not basically when I take and look a bull with tattoos all over his face in the eye and kind of acknowledge him, I'm literally going out on a limb when I do it. Like I'm mustering up all my, what's up, because I want to acknowledge him. I know that often, people treat people like that, like beast, like maybe worse than beast. We live in the society where the humane society gets more clout than Planned Parenthood and things that benefit our community, things like affirmative action and stuff. So Kenney's are out there. I definitely identify with him, and he is one of our. He's the work that society has to do. Society made him. And the same way that people walk around and clean up dog shit, society has to clean up Kenney. I don't think they're eager to. I don't think they will. But us doing these kind of stories puts the onus on us to at least be doing something towards it, if not doing it. Who knows? The larger ramifications and effects of these things we do, these stories we tell. You know what I mean? Scarface had everybody wanting to be, a gangster and a drug lord. You know what I mean? Poetic Justice and Love Jones had the hood writing poetry. You know what I mean? So who knows what a story can do in regard to change, social change.
Why have you decided to do theater in the park? And I mean, there's all types of distractions, I would assume, that come with that. And there's also positives and negatives, but when you decide to do something in the park, you're taking a risk, aren't you?
Yeah. You're taking a risk when you walk out the door. You know what I mean? You're taking a risk when you expose yourself as an artist anyway, because you always put yourself in a position where you are now on the altar of judgment. That's a non-factor. That's a non-issue. That's the sky's blue. By virtue of how you've exacted your talent for consumption, you're there to be judged, and that can be harrowing. That's a chance, and that can hurt. that can be awful. It can sear your soul. It can singe your soul and sear your eyelashes. Like oh my gosh, like how could, so, and then black people, especially from a sort of a certain socioeconomic underpinning, can be very harsh when they don't like something. Ignorant, outgoingly ignorant, outgoingly harshly ignorant. Like, and I keep saying it over and over because just like it's like they could just keep going like a drill, and yeah. So we take the chance here, but I tell the people when they come to do the play that none of the applause you get in your career is ever going to feel like this applause feels.
Why is that?
People know. Theater professionals come, actors come, residents come, older, younger, well off, not well off, broken, dusted, and disgusted. And somehow they all know what we've gone through. And then they know what and they'll take that away. They know what journey they've gone on creatively. Or they were there. They're like, oh snap, I was believing. So then they compound that, and people, it's unlike any other experience in terms of that kind of gratitude I've ever seen and I've ever experienced.
So it's fun for you?
It's rewarding. It's definitely rewarding. It's not all shits and giggles, or as my girl would say, clouds and citrus. It's always rewarding. You know what I mean? Like when we did Othello, people say, is it fun? I'm like, I don't know. When you get to the point where you kill the only thing you love in life and then you kill yourself, that's a hard sell on the fun. Is it an adventure? Yes. Is it invigorating? Yes. Do you feel alive in a way that a lot of other people won't ever get to feel alive? I'd put money on that number. But it's not always fun, but it's always rewarding.
So in closing, you guys and Theater in the X is currently in the midst of a fundraising campaign.
Yes.
How can people donate?
You can go to Theater in the X at GoFundMe. We have a campaign. We did meet it, but we're always working to, insulate ourselves. By and large, we don't get a lot of money, and I don't want to say we're far from it, Shouts out to last year. Out of nowhere, we had no money. I mean, like we had spit and masking tape. No, probably Scotch tape, and it was like half a roll to put the thing together. And we had a whole bunch of people on board with us and we didn't talk about any contracts, no money, no comeuppance, no stipend, nothing. And initially, when I had envisioned it, that's what I was thinking. The whole idea is to get away from the institution, to get away from the machines, the machinations that hold us, that manacle us, that manicure our point of view, and make us to be these docile, tame, subservient sheep, and to just buck them and say, that's why we're doing this here too, because they don't do it here. They won't do it here. They're scared of here. They police state here. They sell the schools here. They condominiumify the schools here. They lock up the kids here. They put deeper wedges between the facets of community that are robust here. They highlight the awful things here. When we first passed out flyers, it was like, you're not scared you're going to get shot? It wasn't like, oh, that's dope. Oh, that would. It's like, whoa, isn't it kind of sketchy over there? These kind of things, And every time you do that, you reinforce these ideas. You reinforce that feeling. You reinforce the psychic vibration that they get from the world. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's why we do it. And we do it for more reasons than that. I'm just not articulate enough to put it down.
So this is Carlo Campbell, co-founder of Theater in the X. If you want to learn more about his organization, you can visit theaterinthex.com. If you have any questions or want to participate in any way, you can email theaterinthex@gmail.com. In Philadelphia, you have 2 more chances to see this play on Sunday, August 13th and August 20th.
And one more shout out to Lanish Miller-White, Walter DeShields, Lena, Naya Colbert, Nastasia Bissett, and the whole Theater in the X team. Painted Bride for underwriting us. Thank you so much. We love y'all, and I hope y'all love me. And I'll see the rest of y'all at the park on 13th and the 20th.
That's Carlo Campbell. I'm Flood the Drummer. Until next time, I'm drumming for justice. Thanks for watching.